Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. Again to the topic of semen retention, preserving your energy, and what's so on. I discovered something also in the internet yesterday. Whenever I say on the internet, I remember Jeremy Clarkson. If you're a Top Gear fan, I went on the internet and I found this. Well, I found out that after like a couple of months or so, you will find that things are going into a plateau mode. And that plateau mode, nothing to worry about, nothing to care about. That's just your body is trying to recalibrate your normal levels of dopamine or pleasure receptors, if you may, that things can take a little bit of a weird turn for you because you've been addicted so long and so much that you couldn't even figure out what's normal and what's not. So after a couple of months or so from retaining, you will find that your body is going into kind of a, senseless plateau mode. You're not really emotional by all means. You don't feel almost anything. You're just meh. So that was quite scary for me, to be honest. But then I dug deep into the internet, and some new articles here and there are kind of they are reassuring in a way that things are going in the right direction, and many people are waking up into the benefits of semen retention and how it's linked to all kinds of success, financial success, relationship success, and also all kinds of benefits for you personally and for people around you. So as I told you last video, if you're already in a committed relationship, if you're already married, if you're already with someone you care about, then probably communicate it first. Say your intentions, say that you're kind of refraining a little bit from doing something, and then eventually, of course, you can get back on track, but with a different kind of consciousness and with different intention, rather than just, depleting your energy continuously without any real purpose. So back to it again. After a couple of months, you will find that you're going into plateau mode, but you will have a lot of benefits in terms of finance, in terms of confidence, in terms of how you're shining, in terms of how people are perceiving you. I've been talking about that quite a lot recently, and many people are also reporting that whenever they are abstaining for like a couple of weeks even, you will find that noticeable effects are happening around you, and you will also link that to the things you're doing internally. And also I link that to Dr. Joe Dispenza's or even different teachers. When you preserve your energy, you have enough energy to propagate it out there in the quantum field or the nothing, or whatever you're believing how it's called. But you will find that you're having enough energy to propagate it out there and to put your intention, and this intention can carry energy. But if you don't have enough energy to start with, your intention won't have any energy and potentially won't have much of an effect. Of course it will have an effect, but it will have a slower time manifesting. It will have slower time happening and coming into reality. But once you preserve your energy, you will find synchronicities, you will find things happening around you to just to let you know. It's just like, hey, you're doing the right things, and these breadcrumbs will lead you into believing that you're actually on the right path, and you will carry on doing it. And the longer you're doing it, the better things will become. But of course there will be a point where you calibrated enough to kind of evaluate whether the situation would be worth your energy, worth your how to put it, worth doing or not, if you know what I mean. But of course, by all means, if it's a meaningful relationship, of course. If not, then you will reassess the whole situation and analyze the whole situation, whether you want to give up all these benefits and start from scratch, or probably you would wait, or you would choose carefully and do it with something or with someone you care about. And this will be a constructive interference or a constructive encounter rather than just a destructive encounter, because you have to be a bit picky. If you're going into a relationship with someone, it has to be matching your own consciousness and energy. And also from a financial point of view, I know this channel is about finance and stock market and crypto and so on. If you're doing well with your finances, and if you're doing well with your stocks and investments, and you're kind of seeking and active and hustling into gaining financial freedom or financial abundance or financial stability, and you're getting into a relationship with someone who's broke all the time, with someone who's nagging you all the time, with someone who doesn't really understand how money works, or with someone who would make fun of you if you want to take a risk, of course the average of both of you would be lower than where you're already at. But if you come with someone who's nearly as conscious as you in terms of finance, of course, you will match up energy, and this probably even will be a constructive interference, and you will just enhance each other's finances and enhance each other's consciousness altogether. But if there is a gap, then probably it's not going to be in your favor nor their favor, because they're not consciously aware of what kind of possibilities you have been talking about, and you already know a lot and they don't know. So you have to be investing energy in dragging them from down there all the way to the level of your consciousness. And then this will take, of course, effort and time, and it's not going to be good for you on the longer run. So it's quite paramount for you and for everyone to, if you're choosing a partner, if you're choosing someone to spend your seeds on, at least, even if it's just a random Saturday night, you would have to choose it from a different kind of consciousness. You have to screen it first, see whether they're matching you in terms of energy, in terms of consciousness, and if so, go for it. For instance, like a year ago or so, I was at a Joe Dispenza's event, and I was talking about money. I was talking about finances and investments, opportunity, and so on. And there was a cute little girl next to me, and she was quite young, actually. She was at the beginning of her 20s, and she was also quite conscious of things and how money works, and she was quite ambitious. Not saying that you instantly fall in love, but that's someone who you can at least deep within know, if things happen between you, it's not going to be a destructive interference. It's going to be a constructive interference, not solely assessing things based on money consciousness. I'm just talking about the whole energy, the whole, the profile of interests between me and her. For instance, I was interested in Joe Dispenza's work. She was interested in Joe Dispenza's work. I invested quite a considerable amount of money to go to that event. She also did the same. So there's already kind of mutual interests in a certain subject. So for you personally, that would be completely personal for you. That would be depending on your character, depending on how you do things, how you assess things. But in general, if you want to do things with conscious, then probably you would need to have the same consciousness or the same conscious abilities of your partner or potential partner. So that's all linked to you preserving your energy. And of course, once you preserve enough, it's like saving a lot of money. Would you rather spend it like carelessly, or to be careful and wise how to spend your money? If you want to buy a car, then probably you just check out the car if it's matching your needs or not. So it's the same thing for everything in life. If someone is not really vibing with you, it's not really meant for you, and it will be a destructive interference. Of course, I'm talking about here finances, and I'm talking about preserving your energy, your vital force. So it's a thing completely up to you, but I would say keep that in mind. If you're in a relationship, if you're dating someone, if you're kind of, getting to know people, or in your introductory phase, then probably you would need to vet through, and you would need to screen these kind of elements before you proceed. But generally, it's completely up to you. And if you haven't started, give it a couple of weeks, and you will see a lot of benefits. And of course, report it down there in the comments down below, and see you next time. Bye-bye.